Another one. Oh, baby. That's a better fish. That's a better fish. Oh, baby. Oh my gosh. A giant bass chased this in. Oh. My gosh. This very well could be a PB. This could be a PB. Oh my gosh. Michigan PB, I bet. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I turned off the cameras because it was a slow start and I found this bank that looked really good for jerk baits. And that is a giant. I don't know if it's a Michigan PB or not, but that is a giant. We're gonna get a measurement on this fish. There you go. Now, I don't think it's a PB by any means, but it's a nice fish. Well, I'm gonna get it some water. Ugh. Gosh, did that fish look huge. Oh, it is a nice one. Oh, it's 19 3/4 inches. I think I've caught fish about this size here in Michigan. Probably about a, I don't know, 4.5 pounder. I don't know, 5 pounder maybe. Well, I tell you what, I wasn't recording, but I'd say that's a nice start to the day. Safe to say I'm gonna throw the jerkbait a little bit more, but for now, let's let this big girl go. All right, see ya, biggin. So essentially there's a big shallow flat up here, and the sun's kind of on it, and we got a little bit of chop coming this way. The wind is actually heavier on the other side of the lake, but off this flat, it drops off pretty quick, and that is such a perfect place for a fish to be sitting. Right now, this time of year, it's actually morning right now, so the fish are probably not quite feeding up yet. But once they feed up, they might get up on this flat, start to be a little bit more aggressive. But for the time being, the best strategy is to run the jerk bait and try to find a fish that's a little bit more lethargic, set up in the suspended fashion. Wasn't really planning on bass fishing, but I figured I better have a jerk bait rod just in case. I kind of wanted to find crappie, but I just haven't been able to find crappie yet. Well, go figure. My head camera ran out of battery and then I caught another fish. So it's just kind of the way things are going right now. I trust I'm gonna turn them around, but the good news is we've caught 2 fish. Even though it's been slow going and I wasn't able to get them on camera, I am happy about the fact that I'm catching a few fish. It has been a grind out here to start, but there's definitely fish to be caught. So here we are, and we're not very far into this video, but I can tell you we are over 2 hours into this fishing trip. So needless to say, the fishing has been tough. That being said, I have caught 2 fish on this Berkeley Stunna jerkbait, and unfortunately I have not been very good at the whole YouTube thing. I haven't been able to keep the cameras rolling, so sorry about that. Fingers crossed, trying to cross my fingers there. Fingers crossed that we can catch some more fish. I know we can, honestly. The fishing should get more and more productive over the next hour or two because the sun's getting higher, the waters are warming up, and I would think that the bass would start to get a little bit more aggressive. So I'm gonna keep throwing this jerkbait around. It was not my plan, if I'm being honest with you, but I'm gonna keep throwing it around because I really do think it is the best lure to be throwing right now. All right, let's get back to it. Although this jerkbait is slightly smaller than the other one, it is also much more flashy, and it's also shallower. So I'm gonna try this one. There's fish. Yes. 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 Oh my gosh. I've been going down this bank. That was a pike. Dadgummit. No. No. It felt so heavy, and I knew that was probably a pike when I started to feel that weight. And sure enough, he must have turned his head and got a little toothy into my line. Dadgummit. That's so annoying. Bring on the wind, folks. Bring on the wind. This is annoying. It has been a while since I've had a day that's been this annoying. Today's one of those days where I feel like I have no business making videos. But it's okay. It's okay. Hopefully there's at least an ounce of entertainment to this. I wish that like crappie or bluegill were biting, but I tried a little bit and I just did not have any success. Maybe I need to go try again now that the sun's a little higher. Look at this beautiful wind in front of me. How wonderful. 18 miles an hour of wind blowing straight at me. At this point, I will take anything. Anything. Well, how about this? It ain't much, but I just found a perch in like 30 foot of water. I think I might have just figured something out. A good old-fashioned micro drop shot coming in handy yet again. I noticed just tiny little marks right off the bottom as I was out here in deep water. Not sure what's significant about this location, but I'm sitting in about 32 foot of water and I noticed some really small marks just off the bottom. And there you go, I caught a 5-inch perch, man. Never thought I'd be that excited about a 5-inch perch, but I'll tell you what, I am. I'm really excited right now. I hope I can catch a bunch of them. Oh, look at that wind. Look at it go. All right, wind. That's fun. There he is. Haha. Got you. Got you. Laid the hammer down on him. I don't care what size fish it is. That is a fun bite. Not a bad little perch. Chunky little guy. I think I just caught my first fish on camera. There you go. Excellent. My goodness, did that take some effort today? But we made it happen. Thank you, Micro Drop Shot. This thing is paying off big this spring. I am declaring 2024 the year of the micro drop shot, my friends. Key is to try to get it right there on the bottom, so I'm watching my line like a hawk to just see when it stops moving. It's hard to feel with all this wind. I'm literally fishing 32 to 34 foot of water. I'm using an 1/8 ounce drop shot weight. Another one. This is a dink. I don't even know if he's still on. No, he let go. That was another bite. I'm gonna have some short strikes in the mix. These are not big perch. I don't know how big a perch are in here, but it'd be great to find a bigger one. Another one. Gosh, that is fun. We got freaking 20 mile an hour winds, 32 foot of water, dropping a little 1/8 ounce drop shot weight down there, and that's a pretty nice perch right there. That's right, that right there is fun. I like that feeling. I like that a lot. Oh, missed him. Dadgummit. This braided fishing line is absolutely critical for bite detection, but then also for putting a hook in their face, because it has no stretch, and so from a bite detection standpoint, it's super sensitive. But then for actually hooking the fish in this deep water, you know, you don't want any line stretch, because if that line is stretching, it's just going to reduce the ability to put a hook in their mouth. With all this wind, I like to keep my rod tip really close to the water to be able to see what my line is doing. Oh man, that fish was holding it, and that is why you got to keep an eye on that line, and that's why I keep it close to the water so I can see what's going on with it. And I saw it was firming up, and that's pretty similar to the last one. I don't know, it might be my best one yet. See, there's quality fish down there. This is a nice keeper perch any day of the week. Like, you can get some decent fillets off that. I'm not keeping fish today, but I'll tell you what, I like this. This is a lot of fun, and I'm glad that I stayed after it. You know, we're not catching the bass I thought I'd be catching, but I'd actually kind of prefer this. I mean, sure, a 5-pound bass is more fun than a perch like that, but this is a really good learning opportunity for me. And, you know, as you know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, that's a huge part of my relationship with fishing, is just getting a better understanding of the ecosystem and the different fish within it. And I don't know a ton about yellow perch. I catch fish, but this is a new way for me to catch them, and it's extremely exciting to me. I'm gonna do a video on this line at some point, but I gotta say, this Phenix iron feather braid is fantastic based on my first impressions. We'll see how it ages, but right now, things are looking promising. Oh, baby, little smaller fish, but again, chunky. Oh, I had him. That was such a soft bite. I missed him though. He nipped it so light. This has all been on that same horsefly. I've made numerous videos and this has been the same white horsefly. I really think that white is wonderful with the conditions I've been faced with lately, and today I'm fishing pretty deep, so I feel like it's just gonna pop down there in that real deep water. Little tiny marks. I zoomed in on my graph. You can see these little tiny marks. Perch. There we go. I had to work that fish. Now you might be wondering why I'm holding my rod in my right hand. To be honest, it's just because I have to keep a constant hand on this to kind of guide the direction of my kayak. So in this case, it would make a lot of sense for me to switch my reel over to my left hand, but I'm not going to do it. See, buddy? Just because I'm lazy and I don't want to end up losing a part. Whenever you screw this thing off, it's very easy to lose it, and I really don't want it to go in the water. So while it would make sense for me to have my reel position on the left hand in this situation, I am not going to risk losing a piece of an expensive reel. Here's the thing, I know today's been a weird day. I know that I've been all over the place. But the other thing I know is that I was able to figure out some fish that are willing to bite. So I am happy and I am pleased. Ooh, I see some perch beneath me. Let's see if we can catch one. Come on. Oh, he's got it. Ah, I knew that was a small fish. I could just see the way that he was biting. It just was not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a perch alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again. Why did you let it go? Because it bit my horsefly so. Which horsefly did it bite? This little horsefly colored white. I got this Shimano Vanford 2000 from Japan. It's a shallow spool model, and it is absolutely insane. The drag is buttery smooth. It is such a good reel. This is definitely my favorite reel that I own now, and I've only fished with it a couple times, but it is the best reel I own. It's not a cheap reel, but it's a good one. So if you're in the market for a high-end reel, this is definitely the way to go. Holy cannoli. Another dinky perch. There you go, bud. Anyways, what was I saying? This is a really good reel. Like I said, I got it from Japan. I don't normally do that kind of thing, but the price was right, and it comes in a shallow spool model. Here in the domestic market, you can't really get them shallow spooled, and I like the shallow spooled because I don't need the deep line capacity on the domestic models. Also, the line lay on this thing is perfect. It is literally flawless, and what I mean by that is it's nice and even from top to bottom, and that allows you to cast it further. It comes off the reel a lot better, and it reduces line twist. So big fan of this reel. I still like my budget reels too, just to be clear. I'm totally fine with a $50 Daiwa or a $50 Shimano, but if I'm gonna go big, I might as well go big and get the right reel. And this is it, my friends. This is about as good as it gets for me. Probably need to think about getting out of here. Well, let's do that. Let's try to catch one more though. Well, The buoy wasn't necessarily what I fished around, but it was still good because it gave me a little bit of perception on where I was. It's very hard to remember where you are and where you've been if you don't have vantage points. And in this case, this one acted as a vantage point. So again, you know, they're not always necessarily something you cast next to, but it gives you a good idea of where you're at. Oh, I pulled it out of his mouth. Dadgummit. Dadgummit. Another one. Oh, baby. That's a better fish. That's a better fish. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I pulled it out of the fish's mouth, and then this one came and hammered it. I don't know. Is this going to be a perch, or is this going to be something else? If it's a perch, it's a nice one. What do we have? Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh gosh, is this gonna be a pike? I'm wondering if this will be a pike. I think, oh, it's a largemouth bass, my friends. Oh baby, and my line is messed up in my reel. Holy smokes, what the heck? Oh man, oh man, this makes me nervous. My line somehow got in my reel. I was just talking about how much I like this reel, but something happened. I don't blame the reel. I'm sure it was just a wind-related problem. Ultralight catches big fish too, my friends. Oh, I just caught a nice bass in 30 foot of water while perch fishing. That, my friends, just made my day a whole lot sweeter. Talk about a fish to end on.
Say what you will about Ultralight, folks, but it catches dandies too. I can't help myself. I'm excited, okay? I get weird when I'm excited. 30 foot of water, big old largemouth bass, horsefly to the dome, dinky gear, donkey bass. Let's go.
Can you believe that stuff, man? Ah. What a day. I'm so glad that I brought the Ultralight. I'm so glad that I had the drop shot rigged up. 2024 is the year of the micro drop shot. That fish settles it. That fish was probably, I don't know, 19 inches. It was another donkey. Holy smokes, folks. I thought I was gonna end on another like 5 to 8 inch perch, and I was gonna be fine with that. I genuinely was. And then that fish came out of nowhere, 30 foot of water. Kaboom. I was talking about how much I like this line and I like this reel, and somehow my line got like dug into my reel. I don't know what happened, probably wind related. I probably wasn't paying attention, but it was scary. I thought for sure I was gonna break off.